Yo, what's up YouTube? First One's Investing back with another update, and today I have a huge announcement to make. I just paid off my car and I'm excited to share that news with you guys. So in today's video, we'll talk about kind of a little backstory. We'll also talk about my contract and how I purchased my vehicle. Next, we'll talk about how I paid off my vehicle early. And finally, I'll leave you guys with what I plan on doing with the extra money since I don't have to pay that crazy car payment anymore. So if you haven't done so yet, please don't forget to smash the like button, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please don't forget to turn on post notifications so you know when I drop new updates. With all that said, let's cue that intro. So just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, I'm taking you back to January of 2016. I was in my senior year of college and I was getting ready to graduate with my medical related degree. I worked a few odd jobs at that point. I cleaned condos and also worked at a restaurant, so I was paid mostly in cash. But I just gained employment working at a hospital with a paid internship. Now my parents up until that point had always told me to purchase all my cars in cash, never finance anything. A consequence of that was that I was only able to purchase cheaper cars, and these cheap cars were also less reliable. So every few months they were always breaking down, they were nickel and diming me, and it was very annoying owning these cars. Now, I grew up in New York City, but where I went to college at was a few states south of New York, so I needed a vehicle to be able to get around because the public transportation was unreliable. The particular problem that I had with my vehicle at that time was that I was always having problems with the starter. I had taken the vehicle to the shop several times and they said that they had fixed the car. However, I was still having problems with it. My friends had thought of some concerts that we should go to down in Atlantic City. Now being in school, I was all caught up with all my assignments, all my papers were written, and I didn't have any tests coming up. And I also didn't have to work, so I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm gonna go down to Atlantic City and have a good time. Or so I thought. Drove my little car down to Atlantic City, went down to the outlets, got some fresh outfits, got my hair cut, and I went to go get some gas. Had to turn the car off, pumped the gas, went to get back in the car and start it, and the car would not start. I was appalled. So I pushed the car out away from the gas pump into a parking space. I went to talk to the manager, who was very, very gracious. He told me that he would not tow the car as long as I came back within 3 days. So shout out to him for looking out for me. Explained my situation once my friends got there. They were very understanding. Now I planned on purchasing a newer vehicle once I graduated from college, but I just decided to advance that up until that weekend because I was sick and tired of dealing with that unreliable vehicle. So I had a couple choices between the Toyota and the Honda. I felt like that they were the most reliable vehicles, and I felt like that they didn't cost that much money. So I went with the Honda dealership because it was a little bit closer. Went to the Honda dealership and I had my eyes set on a silver Honda Accord that's pictured in the thumbnail. So I went on ahead and purchased that vehicle. We'll go over the contract details and we'll also talk about how I was able to purchase that vehicle and pay for it a little bit early. So this is the PDF of the contract that I signed. You can see that my APR was going to be 4.95% and my finance charge was almost going to be $3,500. So the total amount that I was going to finance was going to be $21,759. And after I paid all my payments, I was going to have to pay $25,245. I signed up for a 6-year contract and the amount of my payment was going to be $350.63. And my first payment was going to be on March the 15th, 2016. So this is going to be itemization of everything that I paid for. Originally, the car was $20,000, but I was able to negotiate it down to $18,500. This after sales taxes brought up the price to $19,388.25. I did put down a $1,000 down payment out of my $2,000 emergency fund, which brought down the price to $18,388.25. Now, I did have some extended service contract for $2,400. I also had to pay a mandatory registration fee and gap insurance for $750, and it's totaled up to be $33.71, which brought up the price to $21,759.25. After the finance charges and my down payment, it brought up the total price to $26,245.36, which I would have to pay if I paid out over the 72 months. The finance manager for this dealership did a great job of explaining everything that I would have to pay for over the life of the loan. So for the next part of the video, we'll talk about my payments and how I was able to pay off my car so quickly. So you can see that the interest was very high in the beginning, $138, and the principal was low, around $212. So for the first couple payments, I just made the standard payment amount, but after May, I actually started paying a little bit extra towards my payment to hurry up and bring down the principal. So for the first few payments, it was around $50, and it slowly increased to $100, and then $150, $160, all the way up to almost $250 for some of my payments. So this brought down the interest and it also brought up the principal, so I was paying more of that balance more quickly off. So anytime I received any kind of extra money or if I worked overtime, I put that toward the principal, and it allowed me to pay off my payments 17 months early, which I'm very excited about. So you can see I continue to make more payments over time. Starting around November of 2018, I started investing more so in the stock market. So I actually paid off my car payment every single day. So you'll see small amounts of payments every few days until I paid off the balance. And you can see that now the interest is actually relatively low, around $3 to $4 every single payment I made, when in the beginning it was $138. So I think I did a really good job of paying off my payments relatively quickly with the extra money that I had. And this is all pre-pandemic, so I didn't plan for this. I just know that I wanted to hurry up and pay off this car as quickly as possible. So now I want to get some input from you guys. How often do you pay your car payment? And also, do you add extra towards your principal to hurry up and bring down your balance also? And you can see that this is 2020, this is pandemic. I'm still making my payments and I'm still putting extra towards my balance to hurry up and bring that balance down. Yep, and this is actually September, and then we're coming up to October, in which I made my last payment, which is on October the 14th. And that was my last payment that I had. It was $151.56. You can see that interest only paid 4 cents, and it was almost completely principal. So that kind of ends my contract, and I paid off my car. So because I paid off my car 17 months early, if we times that by my payment amount, I'm saving $5,960.71, which is almost $6,000, which is the amount that we're able to contribute to our Roth IRAs every year. So that's almost going to contribute a whole year's worth of Roth IRA contributions. And if we times it by a year, you can see that I'm saving $4,207.56, which is a nice amount of change. So since I don't have a car payment anymore, there are several different things that I would like to do with the money. I would like to contribute more toward my Roth IRA, possibly $100 extra per month. The student loan crisis is a real problem in America, reaching almost $1.6 trillion earlier on this year. I would like to contribute toward my student loans, and the current balance is $7,040. And right now there's no interest payments going on, so that balance is kind of staying the same. And I would like to get rid of that as quickly as possible. I would also like to contribute toward my stock portfolio. It's almost worth $25,000. I actually lost around $500 today, so I can gain more positions in companies and kind of prepare for that early retirement. So if you found this video helpful today, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. What do you think about car payments? Do you currently make just a standard payment amount, or do you pay extra on your car payments to decrease that balance? I'm very happy that I was able to get this auto loan off of the books. It's really a freeing feeling, and it feels like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders when you're able to get rid of debt and use the money more so of what you want to be able to use it for. Because if I didn't make those payments, they would come get the car and it would be very damaging to my credit. But now I'm able to take that money and use it for more of the things that I would like to use it for, such as investing in the stock market, paying down my student loans, investing in my Roth IRA, also contributing to my emergency fund, and being able to pay my normal expenses with that extra $350.63. I always emphasize on this channel to increase your assets and decrease your debt, and having an auto loan on your books is definitely a liability because it's taking money out of your pockets and it's making the automotive companies more rich. I would like it so that you can take more money, put it in your pocket, and invest in assets to grow your wealth over time and actually achieve financial independence, which is something that's very important for me in my life. I believe everybody deserves financial independence, and it's something that everyone should strive for. This has been French Jones Investing, hoping that you enjoyed the video today. Reminding you once again to increase your assets, decrease your liabilities, stay safe and healthy out there, and continue getting that passive income. I'll catch you next time.